Hey, what's up, guys? Scott here. So I just thought this video would be best if I went live instead of trying to do a video and then upload it. But I just wanted to jump here real quick and give my initial reaction and review to the Fantastic Four trailer that dropped early this morning. And I gotta say, based on the first look, and it's a teaser trailer, so it didn't show like a whole lot, but for a teaser trailer, it was awesome. I think it set the tone well for the movie. Without giving too much away about the story, you got to see some cool shots of the characters using their powers. Of Human Torch, saw Human Torch a few times. The Thing, and I think they got the look of the Thing down. Ben Grimm, the Thing down, and got to see Invisible Woman. We did not get to see Mr. Fantastic use any of his powers in the trailer that I remember. But obviously, of course, he'll have his powers in the movie. We got to see a brief shot of Galactus. You see a shadow, and then you see him from behind you. You did not see his face, and you did not hear him speak at all in this first trailer, which makes sense because they don't want to give too much away about him. Off the bat. So we got to see John Malkovich in the trailer very briefly. Still don't know who he's playing. The movie apparently takes place in the movie is confirmed to take place in an alternate universe separate from the main MCU. But the theory is that the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm, are actually originally from the main MCU universe, or Universe 616, and that an experiment went wrong, or an accident happened or something. They got transported to this alternate universe, and they've been stuck there ever since. So they just adapted to life there. So that's a theory I've read, which very well could be true. So no Silver Surfer in the trailer, but Silver Surfer is confirmed for the movie. So no Silver Surfer. Only very, very brief shots of Galactus. Good shots of the team using their powers. I love their suits. I think their suits look really cool. Kind of that light blue, kind of different from what we've had in the past, but still pretty comic accurate as far as their suits go. I'm very interested to see how this movie builds up to Avengers Doomsday, because it's the last movie we're getting before Doomsday, as far as we know, at least. And the Fantastic Four are confirmed to be in Avengers Doomsday, so I think this movie will pretty much lead directly into Doomsday. So very exciting. So with that note, also on Avengers Doomsday, I'm a big movie fan, and I'm a big superhero movie fan. Obviously, love movies, love superheroes, comics, Marvel and DC both. So I'm going to make a bold statement here, or a bold claim. There has not been growing up, my the biggest movie event of my childhood was no doubt, at least my favorite movie event there were several big movie events or series as I was growing up, but nothing, in my opinion, has reached the levels of Lord of the Rings, the 3 Lord of the Rings movies: Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. Those 3 movies are 3 of the best films ever made, just in fantasy or just films in general. Just the scale of those films, the effects, the battles, the story told. Now, yes, it was directly adapted from 3 books that had been written by Peter Jackson, but to bring that story to life on the big screen, especially at that time, those movies are almost 30 years old. Like 25. Well, the Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2001, so over 2 decades old. And those movies still hold up today with the special effects and the scale of the battles, and of course the characters and the bonds that those characters have. So, I saw all 3 of those movies in theaters when I was really young, and I remember loving them so much. I still go back. Nothing has touched those movies as far as epicness and scale goes of cinematic experiences. But I believe that Avengers Doomsday has the potential to do that, because now don't get me wrong, the MCU did really well with the Infinity Saga, building to the final battle with Thanos and all that. But the difference is at that time, Marvel did not, or Disney / Marvel Studios did not have the rights and access to all the characters that are in the Marvel comics. At the time, they really only had access to the Avengers, but now they have access to the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, also still the Avengers, and now with Spider-Man in there. So Marvel and film pretty much now has access to all the characters in their pantheon. As far as the comics characters goes, because that's the thing, you can write a comic with so many characters, but because in live action, because different studios owned the rights to different characters, Marvel couldn't use everyone at the time with Endgame and Infinity War. Now they can with Doomsday. They're bringing the Fantastic Four. They've already brought in the X-Men. I really think that this movie or these upcoming Avengers movies have the potential to be the next Lord of the Rings level cinematic event, with the amount of characters they have access to, and the heroes and villains both. They're in the multiverse, so you have different variants of different characters, and these actors are still young enough. Even the ones that played it 20 years ago, they're still young enough they can do one last hurrah. So to have an epic send-off because Infinity War and Endgame was the culmination of 10 to 12 years worth of films, right? Now these films are the culmination of almost 30 years worth of continuity, because it really all started with Blade, with Wesley Snipes back in 1998. The original Blade came out in 1998. And they've brought him into the MCU through Deadpool and Wolverine. So now we have a continuity stretching back almost 30 years. So these next Avengers films will be the culmination of 30 years worth of continuity and characters. You have the new MCU Fantastic Four, but you also have the old Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, Ian Grufford, and Michael Chiklis. And then, the newer one with Miles Teller, Kate Mara, and Michael B. Jordan played the Human Torch. And I forgot the guy's name who played the Thing in that iteration. But you have, not only do they have access to all the different characters, now they have access to all the different iterations of their characters that they've had in film. The X-Men, they're setting up a new X-Men for the MCU, but they're bringing back the old X-Men: Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, Patrick Stewart, Famke Jensen, James Marsden. These next Avengers films have the potential to be so epic in scale. Like, the possibilities are literally limitless. I mean, we could have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine interacting with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, for crying out loud. I mean, that's epic in and of itself. And Deadpool and Wolverine coming in there, and the Young Avengers and X-Men. Just the possibilities with these next films are limitless. So I truly believe these next Avengers films will be the new Lord of the Rings level cinematic event. So I know that's a bold claim, but I truly have faith in it, and I cannot wait for the build-up over these next couple years. And just to show you how fast time flies, I remember watching John Wick 4. That's just the movie that comes to my mind. I remember watching John Wick 4 in theaters like it was yesterday, and that's been 2 years ago, pretty much. Exactly 2 years ago. So that'll give you a perspective on how fast time flies. So anyway, guys, I cannot wait for the build-up to these next two movies. I think the road will really start with Captain America 4, Brave New World, and Thunderbolts going into Fantastic Four, and then we're building to Avengers Doomsday. So as a movie fan, and a lover of Marvel and DC and those characters and those stories, seriously, never have I been so excited to be a fan as I am right now in this era of the MCU multiverse saga. So I truly think we're going to get something special with Avengers Doomsday. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Can't wait for Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts and all that. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.